All right, 97.1. Quick follow-up. We'll get some ticket text. But just on the – I was thinking about it, like when we were talking with Jonathan Smith. Like, it really is – I think we're going to look back at this time for all coaches. Harbaugh, Jonathan Smith, anybody. You're in a bowl game, you're not, whatever. Think about the absurdity of this time period in college football. It's almost like we're going to look back at it with an asterisk of sorts. You have coaches that are currently, right, preparing for a bowl game. You're trying to recruit, but now I have to recruit my own players. You're playing the role of agent. You're playing the role of fundraiser. You're a recruiter, both at the high school level and in the portal. Mm-hmm. And it's all while the postseason's going on.
Right.
So, like, what he said that was interesting, and I'm glad at least he admitted it. I'd like to see some rules, some structure, I believe is the term he used. I think that's all I'm asking for. And I know you and I have had many battles, Rico. This is not one. No. I'm willing to change, but I'm not willing to be stupid. Do you believe this thing is now spiraled to a point where even people like you who have said, hey, shut up, old man, you're even getting to a point where you're like, all right, there has to be changes.
There has to be some guardrails. There have to be some supervision. Okay, this can't be Lord of the Flies. And yeah, it's because you heard him saying, think about this. In days past, he would have still coached his bowl game and then came to Michigan State. But there's so much going on, you can't do that anymore. You got to decide right here, right now. You can't give 2 weeks notice. It's, yeah, I'm leaving. Okay, here's a box. Get out. Because I got to start and hit the ground running. He says in the interview, first thing he had to do was come talk to recruit Nick Marsh at River Roots. Then he had to go and talk to the current players. And then he had to go and talk to the players who are in the portal. And then he had to sell all these people. He had to do all of this stuff.
And then put a staff together.
Oh, yeah. And I need a staff because not everybody came with me from Oregon State. And, you know, he's still looking. I mean, heck, as soon as Oregon State's bowl game is over, I'm sure he's hoping that most of those people jump back in the portal and he can go after them as well.
That's correct. It really is. And think about this. So I was trying to get a handle on the holidays because it's really hard to figure out all of the calendar dates. So, all right, signing days today. The coaches around the country either go home or stay where they're at. You get a few days. And then most will prepare for bowl games, but there's a second portal now that then opens up again on New Year's.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, for the teams that are in the bowl.
Right. So you're going to have portal wave 2. So now, and look, I've learned a lot about this because of doing Cash the Ticket. Like, Rico, when I start looking at games, think about this if you're a fan. You want to sit down and watch a game. There are resources out there, portal trackers. You will be in disbelief when you go to sit down and you go, well, these are 2 brand names. And you go, quarterback's gone. OC's gone. Best receiver's gone. These 7 players have opted out and don't have a home. And you're like, okay, the helmet is there, but it's not the team. Now the bowl game will get played. And you think, hey, my favorite team has survived it. Just kidding. Wave number 2 happens. So now coaches around the country, again, whether it's Harbaugh, Jonathan Smith, or, Bob Smitherman, then you have to go through portal window number 2.
Oh, I thought you meant number 3.
Number 3. Number 4.
Oh, no.
Number 7.
No. Number 3 comes after spring games.
Right.
Where you're thinking, okay, take a deep breath. We got our guys. We're all set.
What I don't understand is why the calendar can't just be moved that after the national title game, the portal opens. You have 30 days to find a new home. Period.
Because the reason for that, they're going to say, well, if I need you to enroll so that you can be here for spring practice. Because if you wait too late, now you're going to have to register to become a student.
January 1st to January 31st is the, quote, portal window. Right?
Right.
That's it. Spring ball doesn't start. Well, winter conditioning is February.
No, winter conditioning starts there are some people who early enrolled that are doing bowl practices right now.
Okay. See, right here. I can't. I'm with David. I am the living embodiment of David putting his face in his hands and going, I quit.
So they're in bowl practice if you early.
If you have early enrolled and you've graduated, then yes, you could head to Michigan. You could head.
I'm waiting for the day where you can transfer in from the portal and play in the bowl game. Like 2 days prior, I've got a new wideout one. I just think we're going to look back, and there won't be a literal asterisk, but I think we're going to look back at this 3 or 4 year period and go, man, that was effed up. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to be viewed as normal as we move down the line.
No, because you will see people who will actually be adults and say, all right, this is the new rule. I don't care how this works. Or you just do the whole thing and say, like, guys, we're just going to treat college football differently and treat it like the business that it is. And we keep saying they're students, but really you're not. You're playing football year round, so be football year round. That you don't have to go to classes. If you want, a scholarship will be there when you're done with football and you can graduate from school X. But until then, you're just there for football.
The other thing, like just,
then you can take real classes. After you graduate, after you're done with your career, you can go back and say, you know what? I always wanted to be a marine biologist. There you go,
I always
son.
made the point. That's available if they would tweak this, where, look, handle your prerequisites while you're playing, okay? But what I have always advocated is a lifetime pass for athletes. Call it continuing education. Pursue whatever real, meaningful degree you want after your football's done. Or if you are talented enough and you can handle it, you can go ahead. You want to be, like the most famous one was, what was Kirk Cousins? He was like a marine biologist or something. Josh Dobbs, he was like an aerospace engineer at Tennessee. If you can handle it, God bless. Yeah. But otherwise, you have an unlimited amount of time to come back and take as many classes as you need to get whatever degree you want. These are not hard solutions. They're not. But they just don't make the easy change.
No, they don't. Who was the Florida State?
Myron Rolls.
He's now
Rhodes
a doctor.
Scholar, brain surgeon. Yeah. That's a unicorn.
That's crazy what that is.
You mean everybody's not doing that?
Signed, Dennis Norfleet.
Stop it. Go ahead, David.
How do you have 100 credits of nothing?
David, go ahead.
Okay, all right. David took a text.
Love it, Rico. I've been saying that for years, that the kids focus on football, and then they can go back to school when they have time for school.
You can take whatever classes you want, because right now, kinesiology and general studies not getting you anywhere in the world. So play football. If you go to the league, that old commercial, only 2% of the people actually go to the league. If you're part of the 98, then in 4 years, I'm going to start taking my classes. Or if you want to start taking them throughout, but school is really getting in the way. So let's just call it what it is. They're getting paid 6 figures. They're working jobs. Okay? If you're at your job, David, you could go back to school if you want, but you don't have to. Let's just forget about all of this, and it'll make life a little easy.
More on Rico destroying college football at 4:45. David, go ahead.
Regarding the interview, someone says, this guy is legit. This is refreshing. That is from Dan G. Someone else says, as a Michigan fan, I really hope MSU coach works out. I don't like when the rivalry is completely one-sided. It makes it no fun. That is from Sean.
Yeah, well, take it from me. It's not very fun currently. Touchdown, Michigan. It's not very fun currently.
From Tyler, he says, great questions. I don't know why that's so hard for the beat writers in East Lansing.
Okay, I'm not doing this today.
That's the only one. That's the only one.
It is effing Christmas. Please.
Well, speaking of Christmas, here's the good news. Antonio Brown just graduated from Central Michigan last weekend.
Are you being for real?
I'm serious. Yes, he did. So you talk about going back and finishing? Well, he did that.
How did he graduate before they figured out if Connor Stallions was on their sidelines?
I think they're just trying to wait out everybody.
I know the NCAA took the investigation over. I'm just being a smartass. All right, let's move on. Northville